Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you all the basic you need to know to start working with GitHub Actions. I will explain you what is this, how it's working, and how you can write your own automated pipelines. So, GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions will allow you to execute Linux or Windows commands and automate test, build, and deploy, basically create your CI/CD pipeline for your code located in GitHub repository, and all this without provisioning any server to automate this, like Jenkins, for example. So you don't need to provision anything; it will be serverless for you. In order to automate or enable GitHub Actions, all you need is just add the workflow files into your repository in a specific folder. The workflow file is a YAML file located in the folder .github/workflows. And the name of the file. It can be, by the way, few files, like a few workflows. You can name them as you want. For example, you see here on screenshot, we can see there's some repository with the Python file application.py, a README file. We have .git and .github/workflows, and my workflow file called mypipeline.yaml. This file will enable GitHub Action. An automation step, like what this action is doing, like what the automation you describing in this file, and syntax of these workflows is very similar to Ansible and Dockerfile. Basically, just almost everything like Ansible. It looks like, I don't know, I think 90% same as Ansible. So if you like Ansible, you will like it also. So let's go to GitHub Action and we'll show you how everything working and everything hands-on. Okay, so I already created some repository called GitHub Action Part 1 Basic. You can go and download, by the way, if you want. It's some Python Flask application which we're going to work on. Okay, so how we going to enable this GitHub Actions? You see tab called Actions, so just click on it. It will show you some examples which you can start. You see there is some example to deploy to Amazon ECS, to Azure, to Google Cloud, like other stuff, but we will create something super simple, so we'll understand how it's working, and we'll create everything from scratch. So just click here, set up workflow yourself, and it's creating. You see, it's creating file called main. It's going to create file called main.yaml. We can just rename it as we want. We'll rename it right now. And it's going to create this file in the directory .github/workflows, as I told you. So let's call it not main, let's call it my pipeline. And you see there's some something already here, some syntax. We're going to delete everything, basically everything, right? Yeah, and we'll start writing from the scratch. First of all, let's add some comments. How you add comments in YAML? Yeah, you're using a hash sign. Okay, this is the comments. Okay, right now name. This is the important name. Like here, it doesn't matter how you call it. Let's say, for example, you can create one file called the build, another one test, another deploy, like, and it will be different workflows. So here we will have one file, my pipeline. Name of the workflow. This is important, and I will recommend you to name it without a white space, like put the dash or underscore instead of the white space. So let's call it my GitHub Actions Basics. This is the name of my workflow, Basics. Okay, when to execute this workflow? This is important. So when to execute this workflow, you see it's saying on push. So what this means, push to any branch in my repository, in this repository, will trigger this file. This file will be executed. Okay, so we also can add here, because you see it's like list. So if you stay in here, you see it's written here Control plus space to trigger or to complete them in most situation. Just stay here, Control space, and you see it's showing you all the triggers when this file can be executed. So on pull request, for example, on pull request, probably you will want to execute some test like a lint or test for the syntax, for example. And you see a lot of triggers, a lot of events which you can which can trigger the execution of this file, of this workflow. So we will stay on push, but what I don't want just push for all branches. I want push only for master branch. So how we doing? Just you stay here on enter, on which event, on push. You see, just showing you, a selection what you want, branches, and list of the branches. I will type master. So I want to execute this, like all these commands which will be here in this file, only if there's a push to my master branch only. Nice. So yeah, we done it. So right now we just need to configure our jobs. It's called jobs. There can be a lot of jobs. It can be only one, and we given it name, job ID basically. Let's call it my testing job. We also can execute, as I told you, like few jobs, but let's execute first one job. We'll write something simple like hello world, and that's all. Okay, so my job called my testing, it will run on, and it's like a Docker file. Let's say it's, if you know Docker file, where our workflow job, this job should run. Like if we will create another job, it can run on another operation. So this one, control space again to show it. Yeah, let's select Ubuntu latest. So it will run on Ubuntu latest. Like it will provision on the background of the GitHub Ubuntu latest version for us, and it will execute all our steps from this job. Okay, the next is steps. Let's give another enter. Steps, and steps is basically if you know the Ansible, it's like tasks. So basically which command you want to execute, what you want to do in this job, which will be run on Ubuntu latest. So let's name it print nice message, and what we will do, we will run, and here is just really because it's Ubuntu, we have Linux, any Linux command, echo hello world. That's all. It's done. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's simplest workflow which doing just executing hello world. Yeah, but yeah, let's make something a little bit more. Let's create another job. Let's be more advanced, and we'll create it for example, my deploy. It's another job called my deploy. Will run also on Ubuntu. Yeah, why not? It's saying better identification. So it's like, because it's YAML, you need to make sure you're placing a correct number of the spaces, white spaces. Yeah. So this one should be under this one. You see. All right. Now it's good. So I'm just defining another job, and this job will also have steps. And I will just copy paste this. Yeah, that's all. To work hard. Yeah, nice message from deploy, this message from testing job, from deploy job, hello world from test, from deploy. So okay, we have a little bit bigger workflow. Let's execute. How to execute it? Like there's no way to how to execute it. Like you see, this is how it's executed. Then any push will be to master branch. So I'm right now, by the way, working on the master branch. You see, I'm on the master. So if I'll push right now, this file will be executed. So let's just commit, and this is a push. Okay, where I see the running, go to the action again, and we see it here. You see, this is my workflow. This is a workflow name, and soon we will see the name. Oh, you see, right now it starts running. Right now it's in the queue. We can click on it and just see what's happening. You see, 2 hour jobs. One my testing, the second one my deploy. It's starting queue for run. Oh, and here we go. It's just started immediately 2 jobs and just completed. It's really fast. So the first step was set up job. This is something automatically created by GitHub. The latest complete job, the same. It's by GitHub. This is my print nice message from testing job. This is what I how I named the steps. And here my message, hello from test, and the same what's happened here. I also set up job, complete job, and this is my message. All right, great, it worked, nice. So have you seen that those 2 jobs executed on the same time? Probably you don't want to execute the deploy before the test pass, yeah, probably, or build pass. So there's nothing to deploy because there's no artifact. So let's make some sequence. Let's go to code. Let's go to workflow. This is my file. Just click here, edit, and let's add something. Sequence. So what we want to add, so these steps, this job, basically, this my deploy job will not start if this job will fail. Only if this job is completed successfully, this job will start. So it's super easy. Just you go in here, enter, and you just type need, and the name of the jobs what you need to complete. That's all. That's all. Yep, we can just save and see, but you know, let's maybe add a little bit more interesting stuff. For example, here we executed run command and executed some Linux echo. But let's execute few commands if like we want to execute few echo commands. So this is a way to do it. Name, print few, execute few commands. How to execute few commands? It also run, but here you just put the pipe. Then you put pipe, and you can write like a lot of the multi-lines commands. Echo. A lot you can just you can write the whole script, for example, here. So yeah, it was easy. Here maybe we'll execute something else, so some commands. Name, example, ls la, list current folder. Let's see what we have in the current folder. Ls la, which we can execute Linux commands, so why not? Yeah, let's see what we have here. So yeah, basically let's start. Just we will save it. It will trigger push to the master, and we'll see what's happening. Let's go to action. You see it's already in the queue. Oh, you see the second one, my deploy is not here because my test is just running my test. Only if it's will complete, but basically yeah, it should complete. Oh, you see it's completed, and only after this the my deploy start working. You see there's a sequence, which is very important. Like you will have, for example, you will have like few steps for your CI/CD pipeline. Test or build first of all, after it test, or just you can have test, after it build, after it again test, and the deploy. Okay. So that's all. My testing. You see print few commands working fine. Here let's see current folder. As you see, there's nothing in the folder. Strange. I'm in the GitHub and I'm in repository. Where's my code? Yeah. What is creating? What's happening on the background? Like GitHub provisioning some like virtual machine, like some Docker container for you. Empty Docker container. So if you want the code in this repository to be there, you need to check it out, or like git clone, execute kind of git clone. There's already it's easy to do, so let me show you how to do it. Just let's go back to here, let's edit it, and it's 2 separate containers, my testing, my deploy. So if you want code to be available here, you need to write a git clone here. If you want code to be available also here, so you need to write git clone also here. So let's do it here. How to do it? Let's show. So git clone my repo, and right now we're not executing a command run like from type run and like git clone. There is some script GitHub already created, like external script. Let's say you see this from on the right side, that a lot of the people just start writing some scripts, something really will simplify your use of the GitHub Actions. So you need to just to type use colon and the name of the script, and the name of the script is actions slash checkout at v1. So let's check, excuse me, check out. So this command will make the code available from GitHub, from your repository, on this container, on this job. Yeah, so what we can do, where is the ls? So let's list it here and list it again after we check out. See, so we're basically executing printing a message. We're showing the current folder, we doing git clone, and we executing like showing the current folder again. Again. So let's execute and see. Let's go. Doing something, you see, copying files. Nice. Yeah, looks like it's finished, and start working on my deploy. So let's see what we have here. This current folder, for the first time, nothing. Git clone, like doing the git clone, and folder, and here we go. Here we have our files from our repository, which we can manipulate, like make the build, make anything with what we want. We can install, you know, the Docker container like NMP or like Maven or and like a lot of this stuff, and we just can create the deployment package, create the artifact, and do what we want. So this is how it's working. Okay, let me show you other stuff which is really very useful. We'll go here again and we'll edit it. Environment variables. There's a three kind of environment variables you can work with in the workflows. Global environment variables. What this means? Global environment variables, it can be accessed in any part of this file, anywhere on this job, it can be accessed. Another level of the environment variables is a job level environment variables. So that means only steps under the specific job. For example, my testing, it can see this environment variables. And also there is a super local environment variables which can be accessed only by a specific step, only one step. So I will show you all of them. So where we deploy, where we configure global environment variables, on the top, it's here. Just type env colon. And let's write, for example, application name. Application name is my Flask app, for example. To deploy package name will be, and here we can do something interesting. For example, my package will be called Flask app. Let me make version, and the version I will put a GitHub SHA hash, and you can put it like here. And we just write in here github.sh. This is a variable which GitHub providing you, like giving you. There's other GitHub environment which you can use here in the workflow, but this is one of them, which will be always different, like it's equal to commit. So nice, yeah. This is my two global environment variables, which we can print everywhere. For example, we can print them here. Echo printing global env variable, and how do we call this variable from here? So if you know the Jinja, but it's basically similar to this. So this is the name, deploy package, yeah. It's env dot name of the environment variable, and yeah, that's all. This is how we can print it. We can print it also from here, from the second job, and we will do it maybe, yes, same. We will create something, create another step, name, printing some info, run, echo the second one, the application name, for example. Yeah, app name is env dot, it don't like the column, so yeah, let's just leave it here. Okay. All right, we can just execute it and we'll print my global environment variables. But yeah, before we're doing, let's define some local environment variables, for example, for this step. So in order to define local environment variables, maybe let's do it here. env, you see, it's here, it was under the name of the workflow. Here it's under under job, env, and again key in value. For example, I don't know, var1 equal job variable 1. And do the same again for the second one, for example. So we can define any number of the variables here. All right. This is those environment variables can be accessed by any of these steps. So let's do. Come on. I just copy pasting it. Some more info and execute few lines, and we're executing echo var1 equal, and here it's the same, env dot, how we called it, var1 on var1, right, echo var2 equal, oops, sorry, var2. So yeah, this is how to. Okay, right now let's print something, like I will show you how to define super local environment variables, basically just for specific task. Well, I think you understand how to do it. It's just exactly same syntax. Print super local. Come on, super local env var run. This is local variable, and there's a local variable. Hold on, let's define them. env here, and we'll define. Hey, let's make it nice. Yeah, so it will be local. This is the key of the var, local var1. Hello, I'm local variable. And how do we print it? Much easier, like in Linux. Local var1. Yeah, this is how you print. So, oh yeah, echo. We just forgot echo. Yeah. Right, now it should work. So let's see what we have here. Okay, see, global environment variable with hash added to it. Fine, let's see the second one. Name of the application, my Flask. It's a global environment variable. It's a local for the job environment variables. This is a super local environment variables. You see? This is like command we execute, and this is the output. This local variables, hello from local variables. Yep, that's all. So as you've seen, we can execute like any commands, and let's execute just, you know, for the as last step two more commands which we will need for the next lesson, where we will create the full CI/CD pipeline. Check if command exists, and we will execute some interesting command, AWS -- version. So hopefully it will work. I don't know, I didn't install the AWS CLI here, but let's see. And another one will be check if zip exists. Run. And again, space here, like this. Nice. Zip -- version. So yeah, let's see. Looks like everything passed, so everything worked. Check if AWS exists. You see, AWS pre-installed already, and zip, yeah, zip also pre-installed. So these two commands we will use in the next lesson. So let me show you, I think, last thing. In the README file, you can add banner if the last execution of the workflow of the GitHub Actions passed or failed. So it's really nice. So why not to use it? So I already have something. I just need to change it a little bit. So what we need to take, it's the name of our GitHub workflow. This is why I told you, remember, don't use, I recommend you not use the spaces, but you can use the spaces, but just recommend not to use. So I just copy pasted it. Let's go to my README. Here the README, and this is a URL for this banner. Workflow. So here we just need to replace username, my name of the repo, and the workflow. For workflow name, this is a workflow name. My username is ADV-IT, and this is the name of my repository. Yeah, basically that's all. Just let's commit. And by the way, it will also start. Oh, you see, it's already passing the last one. If you Control F, it's showing no status because it's running right now. You see that this banner changing, like no status if then it's running, passing if it's passed the last one, and fail it is if the last one is failed. So it's nice to have it. So right now it's running actions, then it will finish, it will change. It's still running here. We can wait. Yeah, it's almost done. As soon as it was done, yeah, looks like it's finished. And if I will refresh here, just Control F, Control F5, just click, not F, just only F5, so we will not read the cache. You see it's passing now, nice. We can do something just to make it not passing, so yeah, let's show you, so you will make sure it's everything working. So it will not work, we can change here, for example, run on, like this name does not exist, so it will fail immediately. Just let's commit. You will see it's failing almost immediately. You see it's already failed, and you can see the error message is where is it? Label to do doesn't exist. Okay, so it's not exist. Nice. It's passing. So I'm Control F, just clicking Control F5, and it's failing. You see, the last build it was not successful. Just we can just make the fix back, and we'll make it work. So it's nice banner which you can use, or you can, for example, as last step in your repository, just you see GitHub action for the Slack. So send the message to the Slack, like the build failed or build successful. Yeah, whatever you want. Okay, basically here in this workflow, as example, yeah, this is our workflow. We didn't do much interesting stuff, but we understand how the things is working, like how you create jobs with the syntax, how you create steps, how you create environment variables, and how the stuff is working. So I think it's already finished maybe. Now it's no status, so it's still running. Okay, it's finished. Nice. Regarding prices for GitHub Actions, on the official website, if you will scroll down, here are the prices. So if you have a public repository, it's completely free, unlimited as I understand. If you have private repository, which is not free, the repository itself, you still have 2000 minutes per month free. And if you have additional packages which you purchase from GitHub, so you see that's amount of minutes which are free. And if you like exceed this minutes, so this is the price you're paying. So great, yeah. You see, they love open source, so that's cool. That's all for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I will show you how to build fully working CI/CD pipeline. We will deploy our this Flask application into the AWS Elastic Beanstalk. So see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.